Okay, hopefully you've had enough time to solve this problem. When we asked ourselves those questions about do we have a total and do we have equal groups, that should have led us to the to the procedure of division. So we're going to work it out over here on the side. We are splitting Eric's action figures into groups. So we have a total of 158 and splitting those into 8 groups, okay? So let's begin. Okay, first you have 1 divided by 8. That will go 0 times. You can put your 0 up here on top, or you can just move over. And when it won't go evenly, we can go ahead and move over. So we have 15 divided by 8. So we think about our 8s. We go down, we can skip count, we can look at our multiplication chart that we've made before we start taking the test. We can do repeated addition. So we're going to count by 8s. So right here we could have, let's see, let's do our 8s over here. So we have 8, 16. Well, I know I can stop right here because 16 is larger than 15. So it's only going to divide evenly one time. So we have now 15 minus 8. Okay, we're going to have to regroup here. So we have 0 left here, 15 minus 8. Again, that gives us a fact that we should know, but we want to make sure that we don't just subtract right here. So 15 minus 8 would be 7. Okay, we need to check to make sure that 7 is less than 8, because if it's not less, then we could have gone another time. But it is, so the next step is we're going to bring this 8 down. So now we have 78, and we are going to start the process again. So we start with dividing. 78 divided by 8. So we need to go back over here to our 8s. We need to keep going here. So 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 5 is 40, if I can get it to right. All right, there we go. 8 times 6 is 48. I need to keep going. 8 times 7 is 56. Hopefully you know this before I can even get it written. 8 times 8 is going to be 64, and then 8 times 9 is 72. We know we can't go anymore because we have single digits. The next number would be 10, and that wouldn't work with our quotient. So we know it's going to be 9 times, and then 9 times 8 is 72. We're going to subtract again, and that leaves us with 6. There's nothing left to bring down. 6 is less than 8, so we have a remainder of 6. Okay, let's go back to our problem here. We have 19 as our quotient and 6 is our remainder. We need to look at our question. It says, how many cases does Eric need to hold all of his action figures? All. Okay, so this would be 19 cases. If I was going to label this, it would be 19 cases and then 16 figures left over. Okay, these don't get the same labels. We have to think about. So it's 19 cases and 6 figures left. Okay, we got to think, are we going to just drop those remainders, drop those figures and not care about them? Are we only talking about those, or do we need to round up or add one? We need to add an additional case. And yes, that's what's going to happen here because he wants to put all of them in a case. So he's going to need to add one. So that's going to give us 20 cases that he needs. Okay. Now that last case is not going to be completely full, but it is going to get all of his figures into one. So your answer is G, 20.